So this is what happened. So today I kind of realized like what my favorite thing to do is, and I realized because of the struggle that I was going through, I realized like what it was and everything. I realized like what it was and everything, and I know you're watching to see if I could do this right? And I realized what I love doing, which is what I told you guys already. I love doing Excel, so I'm going to start at the hardest part. Is I was in my boss's office, and he just kept yelling at me, and I said, please, I said, stop yelling at me, please. Fire material. Getting fired material. Now, I think that honestly, okay, you guys think I'm just exaggerating? He's just gonna try to give me cancer or make me quit before he would ever fire me. And I don't know if that's because of like unemployment. I don't know what it's about, but it's clearly, I'm clearly not liked. Alright? Let me tell you guys, I did an A-OK, A+, super amazing, beautiful job today. So today, I spent all morning, oh my god, this is so good, it's so spicy. This is so amazing. Very good. Trying to correct this one piece of data. The design team already converted my Excel sheet into a PDF. They used InDesign. I know how to use that too. And then they converted it into a PDF, and I'm like, oh shit. If this data's wrong, he's gonna have to do it again with that one edit, which really wouldn't be a problem for them. But like, of course, I like to be efficient. And so I finally found out the piece of info I was waiting to hear back from was actually correct. So I got really excited. When I'm going up to my seat, the graphic designer, the one I dreamt about, that I was like using his credit card and buying face creams, and he was upset and about like the anime figures and living in the suburbs after that dream. Yeah, this is my other podcast. You need to hear that. He was like, I printed a copy and left it on your desk. Ever since I ever came to his job, he was always really nice to me. So, really excited. I took it to the president, and I was like, here, it's like done, like, I'm gonna just mail it out, whatever. I didn't say that. I was like, okay, it's done. He looks at it, he's like, it's wrong. It's wrong. He's like, I don't want to have to do this myself. He circles one. He's like, this for sure should not be on here. He's like, this is the wrong list. I'm like, okay, well, this is the only list that we have. Like, this is the only list that I was given. Like, it's a Excel file with 3 tabs. He's like, this is wrong. The whole thing is wrong. He's like, just send it to me. I'll do it myself. But before he said that part, I said, stop yelling at me, please. And then he said to me, like, we started talking at the same time. He said, stop talking over me. And then, it's just like a losing battle here. The thing is, like, all my bosses in the past, I come to you, you're supposed to let me fucking talk, okay? Because I'm coming to you. When I used to go to my old bosses, I'm not gonna tell you my secrets and my exact structure, but I talk. If you weren't paying attention earlier in this podcast, I'm very efficient, okay? So, like, I'm serious. Like, I'm really good at this job. And so, like, I'm amazing at this job. So, the thing about me talking over him is like, he doesn't let people speak. What he does is he scrambles your mind, and then he asks you an off-guard question, and then you're, let me check. That's me all the time. You know, what about you let me orient the conversation, ask the questions, give the data, like normal people. But no, he just wants all the control, you know, micromanaging everything, whatever. I don't even give a fuck, okay? I didn't want to go into too many of the details today because I didn't come here to complain or vent or anything. I came here to go a little deeper today. It's just down to the fact he fucking hates me. He's trying to give me cancer. You're dull. You're so stupid. Why do you think someone's trying to give you cancer? How could someone give you cancer? He's trying to press my little cortisol stress buttons all the time to make me... what happens is like then you release cortisol, and if you have too much or also other bad hormones, they can like destroy the cells and lead to like this is like chemical warfare basically right now. Because our bodies are chemicals. When I told you I did like so perfectly all day today, so many tasks. Oh, my spreadsheet looked just so gorgeous. He successfully identified the tasks I don't like doing, and he just keeps asking me to do them. It's, you guys, if I showed you, you would never believe me. At like 5 p.m. today, he tells his wife, like, why don't you guys do that school form now in like an email? And then she goes, let's do it tomorrow. And I told her, like, I told him, well, I'll call you tomorrow at 11 a.m. and keep trying to connect with you until we get it done. He replies at like, it's like 6 p.m. Why not do it now? Yeah, it's really bad. It's bullying, trying to make someone cry, trying to make you cry, trying to make you understand why is this happening to me? Fuck that, I'm not no fucking victim. I see exactly what the fuck you're doing. I have experience. This is just pure insanity, evil, cheapness, and also greed, extreme greed. It's just like, I'm just gonna work her to death because I am that good. One thing is that I'll never fall for that. I will never just be like overexerting myself. I always work at a pace that maintains my efficiency, correctness, and so that my work is right when I submit it. And I told you guys since the first week of vlogs, I always just keep trying to orient myself so I understand what's going on. I told you guys, people come up to me, like 2 people at a time, and they're all talking about 2 different things, and I'm talking about something else, and everybody's like confused. We're all 3 talking about different stuff. I don't entertain it anymore. I always orient myself. Most of the time the answer is, I don't know. Ask someone else, you know? Oh. End of day. I'm writing out the most beautiful emails ever. I wish I could show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys when I go home. I'll show you. It looks so beautiful. And I'm gonna like try to cover the content because it just looks so nice. Like I want to put it in my video, but I don't want to show you because then you're copying me, so I can't show you. But I took the entire list. I broke it up into sections. It was already color coded from the person who was before me. It looked so pretty. Pasted it into a new email for every single group of people. Emailed them all together. Sent out all those emails. I got the best responses ever. Oh my god. Not everyone responded. One guy told me to correct all of his to another category. Amazing. And then the meanest guy ever, the one who kept telling on me in the beginning, he'd be like, oh, I'm so confused. I don't know when this is happening because like he was just trying to blame me like that like I made like error or whatever. But like I'm not stupid. Like that was like the first thing I learned how to do doing this job. And yes, I made the mistake, but I was also confused because of, you know, the president. Okay. And that was a couple weeks ago in October. And then he was always bullying me. Like, he would be telling on me to the president. And you know I'm in a really bad position because the office manager stopped bullying me. Whenever you're about to get let go, certain people already know, and they give you a look like they feel sorry for you. And then you're like, why am I getting that look? And then you get let go. But I'm getting that look, like, kind of from the office manager. Like, she's just like sympathy, nice, all of a sudden helpful, even. So she only gave me one thing to do today. I didn't even do it. I thought I was gonna do it while I was walking to the errands, but it started raining, so I had to hold my umbrella, so I couldn't use my headset. All that. And so the guy who was telling on me all the time has called him Fish, and Fish was like, one day the president brought him into the office, and he was like, Fish was trying to get the president to hire somebody, and Fish was arguing for the person's salary. The president goes, $17 an hour. You think you're like, that's fine. Just tell them it's $17 an hour. I'm not gonna pay more. He was like, the president tells Fish that the door is open. Like, because Fish is just standing in the door and they're talking. Usually, like, his door is always closed because the conversations there are just crazy. And if you go into his office, you better fucking close that door fast. And if you don't, he already takes his phone off speaker and then holds it in his hand. Like, that's how confidential everything is and crazy everything is. And President tells Fish, he goes, do you think anybody here gets paid more than $17 an hour? And I was like, oh shit. I was like, am I getting paid $17 an hour? So I went to ChatGPT. I typed in my salary after New York taxes, and it was not. But then after that, he lied. So the president lied. Then after that, Fish stopped bullying me because he thought that I only got $17 an hour. So now he's not jealous that I'm on salary and he's on commission anymore. So thank God. And see, I told you guys also in the beginning of the vlog, like when things were good, I told you guys, like, sometimes I just think he's like yelling at me in front of everyone to protect me, because if I was the only person he doesn't yell at, then everyone would be jealous of me and whatever. I told you guys that too. Well, that was definitely like a protection. And then, so Fish actually messaged me. Fish used to hate me. He used to tell me all the time, try to get me fired. He would always be like confused. He would be like, is this confirmed? Like, just because I made a mistake one time. Because I was overwhelmed. Because of the president. But then, anyways, I mostly try to keep my cool, but I told you guys when I started making mistakes. So Fish actually replied to me today. I emailed him last. So first, I did sections of people, right? Look at this. Fish. I did sections of people. He's ugly, by the way. Oh, that's kind of my type, isn't it? Okay. So I did sections of people, but I did it strategically. All of the managers, I did them last. And Fish, I did the very, very, very last. As I was sending out these group emails, it's kind of like a little mini blast almost, just to get my data up to date for the spreadsheet. I know that people could shut me down. Like, one person just forwards that to the president, they just decide they don't like it. It was perfect, by the way. I'm sure everyone was super impressed. Then the president can text me. I have to stop doing what I'm doing, which is my preferred work anyway. So I did strategically. First, I did some easy ones, some non-aggro people. Then I did bigger ones, longer lists, and then even more tedious was the ones that only had one each. So I did all those. I hated it. I finished everything like all before 6 as well, like right at 6. And then so finally it's Fish's turn. I sent it to him. As I was walking home with my coffee, I read it. He writes to me, I'll check this tonight and let you know. Like, guys, if I was their profession, I would already have it memorized. Like, yeah, this is this, this is this, this is, like, he would just know, and he does know, but it doesn't matter. At least he replied to me.
And before that, somebody replied to me, I told you already. He wrote, yeah, these are all not this, they're this. And I was like, yes, like, that's the answer I needed to do the final update. So, person calls me. He tells me that 2 people were lingering outside his office. He's like, bring everybody into my office, everybody at the same time. So I told those 2 people to go in. And before I told him, I said, I found it. It's on tab 3. He's in the Excel sheet already. I see you can see them when they move. He goes to tab 3. He goes, yes, this is it. And I said, don't worry, I got it. I'm going to update it. I had to completely gut it and update it. So what I did, guys, took the info from tab 3, traced it back, laced it back to tab 1. Guess what? Every single thing that was in tab 1 was in tab 3. All the info was already wrong from the last person. It's a bullshit project. It's made up. He invented something completely new that was never rolled out. It was never sent to external people ever before. He invented it on September 10th, 2025. And the person before me, she started. The person before me, she started. I started on September 25th, 2025. There you have it. You're just fucking making everything up. How are you gonna say I'm doing something wrong that was never ever done before? I'm doing it for the first fucking time. That's why I'm finding all the mistakes. I'm finding everything. People are telling me like, hey, you spelled my name wrong, blah blah blah. It was not even me. I don't know how the fuck the girl before me, how she can't even fucking spell. And she's so good at everything. She's so nice. Honestly, the truth is she probably moved so fast through their tasks that she made a lot of typos because she's probably doing more than one thing at one time to satisfy their case. Yeah. I mean, it's not her. It's not a problem. But it's kind of funny now because when I started there, they just kept referring to her a lot and telling me to message her. So at one point, like 1 or 2 or 3 points, I had to message her, like to unlink an air tag and about that list. But that was a long time ago. And everything else I just figured out on my own, even though they kept telling me to ask her. I thought it was really weird because I'm like, you're not even paying her. Like, why do I have to keep asking her? Like, and I told you guys in my earlier podcast, like, I did not, there's no onboarding, which I don't really care. I can always figure everything out, but it's the hardest job I ever had. And then, yesterday he did it too. He was like, it was like 6:30 p.m. He's like, why don't you do it now? As soon as the CEO leaves, I leave. Because he leaves last. And, it was like 6:30, 6:11, 6:15, 6 o'clock. And so today I said, okay, I'll ask her. I'll ask her what she did before. And like it's like now he doesn't. This is the second time. And I said that about something else too before, but even though I say that, I never asked her. I figured it out by myself. I was like, I think it's tab 3. It had a weird name and everything on the tab 3. Like, it was tab 3 though, but it was the same thing as tab 1. Like, that's what I'm telling you guys. It was already wrong. Just like everything else in this whole time. And then I figured it out was tab 3, so he called me on the phone to tell me to bring in the other people, but as I'm on the tab, I'm like, it's tab 3. I was like, I found it, it's tab 3. He's like, okay, yeah, this is it. He's like, you gotta update it. I was like, don't worry, I got it. I just took control of that just naturally. I was like, yeah, I got it. Like, I understand what to do. I know how to do data. I know how to do Excel. I understand this kind of project. And so, anyways, I didn't have to call her, but I noticed, to end the story full circle for you, I noticed that he started getting mad about whenever I brought her up. Now, like, you know, in the beginning, he's trying to bring her up. He's kind of saying, like, I'm not jealous of her, and, you know, because that's the person that had your role before. Like, the reason why I wasn't jealous of her was because She left me a whole bunch of snacks in the drawers. She's always nice. Every time I write to her, she replies right away. And she was sweet to me in the interview, but she was really stern. But I knew she was nice because she made me pass on to the other rounds. And she tried to warn me about all this, but she put it in a document and she sent it to my personal email, but I didn't have access to the document. I asked her for access. She didn't know what I was talking about, and she gave me access to something else. And she sent me a separate list of all the stuff she does to me and copy the president. That's like the first day, second day, third day I started. And I told you guys when I started this podcast about this, I told you guys I believe that they gave me certain stuff, like let's see if she lasts that long, and then we'll give her the other stuff. Then we'll start adding her to these groups. Then we'll start giving her this. Then she could do this, like, because I made it that far. So it really wasn't until like the first week, end of the first week, and the days were so broken up because there were so many like Jewish holidays and then the weekends as well. So like it wasn't until like the 5th business day, 7th business day that I got the list from her, because I just wanted to see. She was also busy, but also I think I just want to see, like, is she gonna just quit on the first day or whatever, because it is really hard. And then so in the beginning they always talk about her, they praise her a lot and everything. And then as I started seeing like all the mistakes that were made, like I don't know who made them. Some of the stuff was dated back to like 2016. You could literally see like the last time it was edited, whatever. And sometimes they even wrote it, you know. And like I don't know who did it, you know, whatever. But there were so many mistakes. Like everything I tell you guys, I just keep fixing all these mistakes that were made by previous people. And how like every time he talks to me, he pretends that I did it, but I told you guys, I always stand up for myself and say, hey, I didn't mess this up, you know. And then I actually always fix everything. So then the one of the guys, remember I told you guys, there's this one guy that really likes me. He doesn't like me, but he's really, really the best person in the office to me. The one that was standing when I was covering for the office manager, he was standing there, and then governor came and took the candy like he's not supposed to. If you watch the story, you know what I'm talking about. And the guy that always like is the best person in the office to me was standing there and saw and knew that was wrong, whatever. Governor doesn't bother me anymore, but he really does like when I message him. I don't really think so, but he always responds to my text like immediately. And I think he likes me because I know you guys are like, no, but I know this guy, he likes me because we have chemistry. Like literally everything I told you, the whole stories, right? I dreamt of him, whatever. But how he ignores me now, but then when I text him and call him, he picks up the first ring. Like everybody else is not like that. I call people, they ignore me, they ignore my emails. You see what I'm saying? Am ignored my emails. But this guy, he was trying to be my friend at first. In the kitchen recently, he said, hi, Suarez, how are you? And I just said, hi, and I didn't say anything else. Office manager was listening to us from her desk. We're in the kitchen. I didn't want to do the water cooler talk in front of her. She's listening to everything. Everything just echoes throughout all the halls. And then I just grab whatever I'm getting and just go sit down. And like, I just don't make friends with him. And every time he goes and leaves the doors, sees me, whatever, he doesn't, he looks at me. He actually doesn't look at me. He doesn't look at me. And then he just leaves. Well, actually, he looks at me. Like, we look at each other, but then we just leave. He leaves. We don't talk. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. But every time I text him, answer. Every time, whenever we interact now, we totally ignore each other. I know you guys think that I'm crazy, but I'm really not. I know this guy. He was really cute when he had his curly hair, but I know that he was flirting with me. I also know he flirts with everybody. But I also know that this guy, I know there's something there, because now he completely cut me off, but then he's still really nice. If somebody hates you or they're indifferent, they would prioritize their own work. They wouldn't care about answering you, stuff like that. But everything he did, he's helped me. So anyways, so he was there. I'm like, I just feel from my work. Okay. So So the guy who always treats me the best was there when Governor took the candy. If you know that story, you heard that story in my podcast. But that guy who was always there, he told me one time, I was like doing something and he said, oh, you did it like much better than the other girl. You were much more efficient. So then I started realizing, oh, like I'm actually better than her. Like even though she's really nice, she's so caring and sweet and nice. And she's really smart and really efficient too. But she made a lot of mistakes with like the typos. That's the only mistake I know she made. The other mistakes could have been made by like other people, you know, like who knows. But and she doesn't sound like a mistake maker because she did a lot of stuff really right. But she was faster than me, but I am more efficient. I'm also not gonna let somebody rush me and like, you know, work me to death when they don't even care. So anyways, that person, so he let me on to like I'm actually better than the previous girl. So the last 2 times I mentioned it, because it seemed to be the only thing that would console the president, is like when I bring up her name or whatever. So the last time, like it was the day before yesterday or whatever, I was like, I'll ask her. And then today, I'll ask her. The day before yesterday when I said that, he's like, I don't care about what she wrote. He literally said that. So basically I just turned their own poison against them. Like they try to make me jealous about the previous girl, make it seem like, oh, she's better than you, she's all-knowing, and go ask her how to do it, you can't do it, whatever. And every single time I do something, they're like, oh, did you ask the other girl? And I'm like, no, I just figured it out. No, I just use Google Maps. Like literally, like I just be like, no, you know. And same thing with the third tab, I just figured it out. I started realizing, because there was incongruences between what everyone is saying and what they're looking for. But I just know that whatever he's requesting, because of his pattern of lying, I just know it was never done before. So that's the last thing I had to say was today when I said, I'll ask her. It didn't bring him any, like it did not make him happy at all. He didn't even say anything. But like it didn't bring him like the comfort it would bring like before when everyone was so much like, just ask her, you know. Just call her, you know. Anyways, I see you guys. Let's go now.